Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is TST Radio. Thank you for tuning in. We had some technical difficulties, but we are back. To get back into what we was saying, we was talking about Houston and Navy. Houston and Navy. There was a big upset this weekend. 46-40. Navy did win that game. Like I was saying, Navy, they forced Houston to be a one-dimensional team this weekend. They really couldn't get the running game. They really couldn't get the running game going. Greg Ward Jr., he's gonna get his. He's gonna get his. But somebody else had to step up. And like I said, coming into this game would be decided in the fourth quarter, and it was. But I did not think that Navy would win this game. I didn't. I must admit, I did not think Navy would win this game. I did say it would play out in the fourth quarter. Three areas that stood out to me in this game was rushing, penalties, and turnovers. Navy won every single category I just named. Navy won every single category. They came into this game and they knew that they wanted to win this game on the ground. They wanted to win this game on the ground. They rushed for 306 yards on yesterday on Houston. They forced 3 turnovers on Houston. Penalties, there was 1 penalty for 5 yards. Houston, 4 penalties for 30 yards. That plays a very, very big difference. These 3 categories is what lost Houston the game. That's what lost them the game. Like I said, Houston put them in must-pass situations, and you can't beat a team just throwing the football. I understand that you have Greg Ward Jr. and you have some great receivers on your team, but you cannot beat a team just throwing the football. I really think this loss kills Houston's chances of making it to the playoffs. This loss kills them. They still have, if you look at their schedule, they still have Louisville on their schedule, which I don't think they will beat Louisville. They will not beat Louisville. So that will make them a 2-loss Houston Cougars team. And there's no way possible a 2-loss Houston Cougars team is getting in. And I don't think a 1-loss Houston Cougars team is getting in. So I think they need to keep playing hard, play this season out, and get in a big bowl and come back next year and try to get back into the playoffs, because I don't think there's no chance of them making it into the playoffs on this year. Their chances are dead this year. They lost their chance. I thought their only really tough opponent on the schedule left was Louisville. After they knocked off Oklahoma, I thought Louisville was their only test left on the schedule, but Navy came in and knocked them off, and that kills their chances at making the college football playoffs. If you feel differently, hit me up and let me know. Moving on, Tennessee and Texas A&M. Coming into this game, I said Tennessee will have to come out fast and finish fast. But once again, Tennessee came out slow and tried to finish fast. But my opinion, Texas A&M is a team that you can't do that on. Texas A&M is a team that can score fast and keep scoring fast. Trevor Knight can come out and he can hurt you through the air. He can hurt you on the ground. So why come into this game, try and come out flat and slow and try to make a very big comeback? I see no point in that. You should have came out fast, finished fast. Butch Jones, even though you've been winning these close games, that should have been the vocal point of practice. Finish fast, start fast, finish fast. Obviously, he didn't stress that enough. Trevor Knight came out. He did what everyone expected. Trevor Knight, you can't stop Trevor Knight. Trevor Knight is going to do Trevor Knight. He's going to get his yards on the ground and through the air. He's going to get his yards. But the X factor in this game, me personally, my opinion, was Trayvon Williams. I know Trayvon Williams has had a great season so far. Trayvon Williams, I did not expect him to come into this game and play a bigger role as he did. He averaged 7.8 yards a carry, 217 yards with 1 touchdown. Man, this freshman came out and ran the ball with an attitude all night long. And it put them in a very, very good position to win the football game because it kept the defense guessing. They couldn't just focus in on Trevor Knight. They had to focus in on Trevor Knight, and they had to focus in on Christian Kirk. You have Reynolds on the outside. And once you add in Trayvon Williams, that put even more pressure on the defense. So I think that's where he added that. Once he came out and had the big game that he did, I knew that Texas A&M was going to win this game. But late, again, Tennessee was coming with one of their magical comebacks. Joshua Dobbs had a great night. Joshua Dobbs and Kamara had a great night. Joshua Dobbs, 28 for 47, 398 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Kamara, 8 receptions, 161 yards, 1 touchdown. They had big nights, but they turned the ball over way too much. With seven turnovers, I think it was, that was really the difference. That was the difference in this game. If you go and look on paper, these teams really even out. You would think these teams was, you would knew that they went into overtime. These teams was pretty much even the whole game. It was pretty much even. Numbers on papers, these teams were even except the turnover category. Tennessee had way too many. They had 7 turnovers. You can't win a game with 7 turnovers. A big game like this, you would not win a game with turnovers, and you will not win a game coming out slow and letting the team jump out on you by 14 and 21 points. You're not going to keep winning like that. You're not. And like I said, that should have been Butch Jones' speech all practice, all week. That should have been his message to his team all week long. Start fast, finish fast. Start fast, finish fast. That's what he should have been preaching, and I don't see that he was preaching that. I think they went out, had the same practice they've been having. They have a great team. I can't deny that. They have a good team. But you cannot keep letting these teams jump out on you like that. You cannot do it. And you will not get far in the SEC by doing that. You will not. If you do that with Alabama, you will be a 2-loss team. Once you will not get over the hump in the SEC, starting slow and trying to make these tremendous comebacks. You will not keep being successful. You will not keep being successful. Moving on, Miami, Florida State. First half was all Miami. Kaya pretty much played as I expected. 19 for 32, 214 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. But the running game was absent. It was dead all game, the running game. They only picked up 62 yards all game long, only averaging 2.2 yards a carry. 2.2 yards a carry? Your rushing game has to produce more than that. It has to produce more than that. Third down percentage was not good. They were 4 for 13. You have to get more third downs. Have to. And that comes with rushing. Because if a team gets you on third down and you only got 62 yards a game. So if they see that you can't run the ball, they know you have to throw it. They know you have to throw the football to be successful, and they will drop back in coverage. They will let their defensive ends pin their ears back, and they will come at you because they don't have to worry about the running back. They'll pin their ears back, and they will come at you, and they will disrupt you in the backfield. So Florida State had defense that really made them one-dimensional. They was really one-dimensional. They made Kyle win this game. Kaya had to win this game, but he didn't. He left it in the kicker's hands. He left it in the kicker's hands, and he did not finish the game. Cook, wow. Cook showed why his name should be in the Heisman talk. He showed why his name should be in the Heisman talk, and he's been showing that these past couple weeks. 27 carries, 150 yards, 50 plus receiving yards. Just great. It's not much you can say. The guy ran the ball. He was awesome. He ran the football. He caught the football. He blocked. He did everything. Yards after contact, that played a big part. Yards after contact, they couldn't tackle the guy. Like I said, Cook had a great game. He showed why his name should be mentioned. DeAndre Francois, he had a great game. The guy played like an experienced junior or senior, not a freshman. Played lights out. 20 for 31, 234 yards passing, 2 touchdowns. The third quarter is really when I think Florida State won this game. They outscored Miami 14-0 in the third quarter, and that what really put them back in this game. Like I said, Miami was really controlling this game, defensive and offensively. They was really controlling this game until the third quarter when these guys came out. They outscored them 14-0 in the fourth quarter, in the third quarter. Like I said, this game was Kaya's to win. You could really see that Jimbo came out and was putting it on Kaya's back. Jimbo's defense was really gonna make the junior quarterback win this game. And you could really see that. They shut down the run, but Kaya got his yards, but they was going to make him win this game down in the stretch. They shut down the run, made him one-dimensional, and Kaya, they couldn't pull it out. The defense gave up some plays, but Kaya did lead his team down to a fourth quarter drive. But like I said, you left it in the kicker's hands. You cannot do that. That's like a boxing match, leaving it in the judge's hands. That's like a UFC match, leaving it in the judge's hands. You cannot leave it in the kicker's. You cannot put the game on the kicker. You can sometimes, but you do not want to leave the game in the kicker's hands. I understand that it was an extra point, but you see what happened. The kick was blocked. You gotta keep your lead that you established in the first half, and you gotta manage the game. Defense, you gotta protect the scoreboard. You gotta protect the points that was put on the board, and that didn't happen. You go down, you score, go to tie it up, extra point block, you lose 2019. Heartbreaker. It was a great game. It was a very great game. I think this really brought this rival game back, make people pay more attention to this rival game. It was great for the rival. It was great for the state of Florida. It was awesome. It was an awesome game. Moving on, number 1, Crimson Tide versus Arkansas. Coming into this game, I really thought that Arkansas's defensive line would disrupt Jalen Hurts. It would make he would have a hard time going through his progressions. Like I said, one of his weaknesses is going through his progressions at a timely manner, at a fast pace. But this game, Alabama came out. They came out running the football. Like I reported, I thought that was going to be another weakness. They came out running the football. They came out with the same first play, the speed sweep going around the right side with the receiver. But as you saw, that really opened up the dive plays, the zone plays. That really opened that up because those Arkansas really depends on, their defense really depends on those inside linebackers to make majority of the tackles. They get their defensive line and they want their defensive line to really post the offensive line and open up the gaps where their inside linebackers can penetrate and make majority of the tackles. But with that speed sweep option, with that play, the motion action was drawing the attention of those inside linebackers, and they was faking it, giving it up the zone, and was busting big plays. So that speed sweep really opened it up. Josh Jacobs and Damian Harris is really, I'm really seeing them forming into the great running back duo that you're used to seeing in Alabama. Jacobs bust a 57-yard run early in the game. I love the way he made defenders miss. Yards after contact. That's really that's a really big area, and he does it well. He does it very well. He makes the first man miss and gets upfield. One move gets upfield, no wasted motions. Nothing is one motion, get upfield. We need to protect the football. That's the big story in this game. Fumbles. Alabama fumbled the ball a lot. I think they had 5 turnovers, and majority of them was fumbles. I think Jalen Hurts threw 1 interception. We need to protect the football. Harris finished with 122 yards on the ground. Ball security really should be Alabama's focus at practice this week going into the Tennessee game. You will need to protect the football. You will not win big games fumbling the ball like that. If you can remember, last year, big game, we fumbled the ball a lot. You know who we lost to? Ole Miss. We got to protect the ball. We have to protect the ball. Jalen Hurts. Hurts is getting better. To me, he's getting better every single game. He was hitting the open receivers. He threw the ball well. 76.5 completion percentage. 253 yards passing, 2 touchdowns. The guy he's really stepping up. The guy's playing like an experienced junior or senior. He's playing his maturity and leadership abilities are before his time. He's really showing the leadership of an upperclassman, and you got to love that in your quarterback, in your young quarterback, and you know you will have this guy for at least 3 more years. 2 more years, not counting this year? 2 more years? Man, you got to love that within a coach in your quarterback. The story really of this game, defense. Alabama defense created turnover after turnover after turnover. They only allowed 73 yards on the ground on 36 attempts. 2 yards per carry. They averaged 2 yards per carry. Arkansas did. So, but they did what you expected. That front, Jonathan Allen, Payne, Tomlinson, they don't let much get by them on the ground. Tim Williams coming off the edge like a madman. He really didn't accumulate many tackles, but the guy disrupted the backfield every play he was in. He made Austin Allen very, very uncomfortable in the pocket, and I think that was a plus for that game. Like I said, he made him very, very uncomfortable. As you saw late in that second half, in the fourth quarter, when we put our B group of defensive linemen in, we wasn't creating as much pressure on the quarterback, and Austin Allen started just slashing our secondary. So that defensive front is that's our defense. They should get the MVP ball, every defensive ball every game, because without those guys, we wouldn't be what we are on the defensive side of the ball. Mika Fitzpatrick had a great game. He was the defensive standout. 5 tackles, 3 interceptions, 1 touchdown. Hey, the guy played ball. He played ball. I did notice he did have some blown coverages. That's going to happen in a man-to-man, when you're playing man-to-man defense and you're getting the complicated crossing routes, that's going to happen. I understand that. But we got to cut down on the number of times that it happens. It can't happen that much. And it's happened. I'm seeing it way too much. I've seen multiple plays where the ball was completed to a wide open receiver and Mika Fitzpatrick is standing somewhere not guarding anyone. He's not guarding anyone. He's getting beat a lot. My guy on the outside, Avery, he's there, but he's not making plays on the football. He's still getting lost and not playing the football. Our secondary is still our weak point of our defense. There's still the weakness of our defense. We're still getting pass interference calls. We're not locating football well. We're not making plays on the football. We're not doing fundamental things on defense in our secondary, and that caused us to give up 30 points on the board, and that cannot happen. That cannot happen. We got to get better in the secondary, making plays on the football. With there, we just got to make plays on the football. Arkansas really couldn't get their ground game going, and that's really their MO. Their MO is running the ball. And once you take that away, once Alabama took that away, it's like they lost their mojo. You're not going to beat Alabama being one-dimensional. You will have to be you got to be a very balanced team to beat Alabama. You got to be balanced, and they wasn't balanced. Like I said, they slashed us through the air. There was Austin Allen was 25 for 48, 400 yards, three touchdowns, 3 interceptions. We are vulnerable in our secondary. We are. Without our pass rush, we are vulnerable. We are very, very vulnerable. But you're not going to beat us being one-dimensional. I'm sorry. You're not going to beat us one-dimensional. So, that's our matchups for today. Those are the games we're going to cover. As you notice, my guy Justin is not here with us today. He had other obligations that he had to tend to. But, I can't leave my guy out. So, we're going to get him in right here. We're going to play some clips of him. He's going to give his outlooks on some games that he paid attention to and watched on this weekend. I'm going to get those playing for you. Just a second. And here we go. Hold on one second. Those clips are not playing right now. But we'll get them going in just a few minutes. But like I was saying, remember on Tuesdays we do be at Lagoon Park. Co-ed softball. Make sure you come out and watch us on that. So I was trying to get those clips playing. I don't know what's going on. They're not working for me right now. So I guess we're going to have to skip that part of the show today. I'm going to try. Let me try again. Let me see. I don't know what's going on. But I guess we're going to have to skip that show today. If I get it working, I will get that on for you. But I'll have to come back and get it for you and let you hear his. Or we will get him on the line a little later and let him give you his thoughts. But that is my time for today. I am Marcus Johnson. This is TST Radio. I want to thank you for tuning in every single day. I love all the support that we are getting. Make sure that you follow us on Twitter at True Sports Talk Radio. Follow my personal page at Marcus D. Johnson 4 on Twitter. Like us on Facebook at True Sports Talk Radio. Join our fan page at TST Game Day fan page. We would love to have you there to share all of your great experiences on game days that you and your family and friends engage in, your tailgatings, your whatever you want to call it, your get-togethers, barbecues, everything. We would love to be invited. So hit us up, and let us know where you'll be having your tailgating parties and all that good stuff. Like I said, that is my time for today. This is Marcus Johnson. This is CST Radio. Thank you for tuning in.